Everyone, welcome back to Beach Angel Tarot. I'm here to do my June 2023 love story, and we're going to dive in. We're going to use some different decks for this month. I'm going to pull a Spirit of Darkness and Light that are around us for our love story in June, who's assisting us and with what, and then we're going to use Angel deck to do the reading. I don't often switch off. I usually use the Kathy Nichols love story deck, and I'm being guided to not use it this time, which happens every so often, but this is the deck that did inspire me to do the spread. So I like to give credit to that deck with this reading. So because its energies are here, but I just don't feel like it's going to bring up what we need to know right now. So I want to tap into the spirit that's coming forth, and then I want to do the angel. What spirits is helping or assisting in our June love story? And we have, oh, Spirit of Fire. And they said look at the undercurrent, so. And I might look at the top one too, since I looked at the undercurrent. But it's the Spirit of Fire, passion, creativity, and spark is helping us. So the buck, the deer, this is masculine energy. And then the undercurrent was Saint Nicholas. And he's always around, of course, for our energies. I work very closely with Saint Nicholas, but also as a collective, of course, I would pull that energy in too. So if you're watching my videos, I feel like it's just a given that you also would resonate with Saint Nicholas and his energies are with you as well. So he's here helping with, and then the top card is the Spirit of Christ, forgiveness, reconciliation, and unconditional love. So a lot of beautiful, these are all very, masculine energies coming up too. So a strong masculine presence in regards to the love story for June. So I feel like the message here is the masculine is very passionate. They're very excited. They're very much in an energy of generosity. They want to give a lot of this passion and excitement and unconditional love. Maybe perhaps if you're estranged, they want to reconcile. They want to forgive and be in that unconditional loving energy and give to you. There's like the generosity and the assistance. They want to give this inspiration, this passion, this spark to you. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be sexual in any way. I mean, they're just inspired to be more giving, to be more open, to be more generous, and reconcile in the energy, in the spirit. They're saying of unconditional love. Okay, so I like seeing that. And it's funny, hot and cold. They're showing me the hot and cold. So if there's been hot and cold cycles, they want to come into peace with that. They want to conjoin is the word I'm hearing, but I'm not sure if that's the right term. The cross is making me feel like alchemizing this hot and cold, because the visuals on the back, like this is a hot, the fire, and the cold, the snowflake. So there's a hot and cold energy that's been occurring, not to just pinpoint masculine, because masculine energies are within feminine bodies as well. So that running masculine energy has tendencies for hot and cold, which means if you're a feminine, you could like be creating a hot and cold dynamic without realizing it unconsciously, or within your states of being, or the way you're being within the connection itself could be creating that, because that's it's kind of funny where I cut the deck. We have law of attraction, so there's manifestation of relationship happening. So June is interesting. This is kind of funny too, because if this was July, this would definitely be like Christmas in July, but it's kind of pointing to that time frame to me too, even though we're not looking at July. So some of this could be eking into or being pulled into our July month. So let's see. Focusing on the spread. Who are you in your love story? What energy surrounds you in your love story at this time? Let's just take a peek. I think I'm going to shuffle for each one. There we go. That fell out the ocean. I like that because that's definitely my energy. And I am spending a lot of time, at the ocean, at the sea, and really connecting to that vibe, right? Into that element, the water element. So It says the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desired effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all your cares and concerns. So when I look at this as an energy of who you are, how you're being, I see like definitely obviously the Queen of Cups to like a Empress vibe in regards to it. So I feel like you're honoring your own feelings. There is an emotional maturity that's happening. There's also a sense of, I want to use the word connection, but it doesn't feel, the word doesn't feel anywhere near as strong of a identifier as the feeling that's coming, a connection to nature. So if you're, you know, if you connect to the water element, if you connect to the fire element or the wind, you know, you're connecting to what you gravitate towards is your element. You're like where you feel like you're in your element with the natural world. So there is a vibe, a kinship, if you will, with whatever that element is for you. For me, it's this, right? And so, of course, I'm here and I am, you know, spending more time in and around and near the water and the ocean. So I will say, you know, for those that aren't in an area where you really connect to that element, I mean, if it's air, of course, there's air all around. We're always standing on the earth. So those two are kind of like a given, but you're connecting. It's like an Empress energy. You're really connecting into who you are. I mean, we can say these words, but there's a feeling that comes with it. Like really knowing who you are at a core level, honoring that, honoring your energy levels, honoring who you are, what your needs are. Really coming into Empress and Queen of Cups kind of energy is who and what you are right now in regards to your love story at this time. So there's a focus on self, I feel. Focus on healing with the green. I get a heart chakra because this is the ocean, but notice the card is green. So there's a lot of healing going on too. So I feel like a lot of emotional healing is happening or has been had for you as well recently. So we're going to shuffle. So where your partner stands in this love story, what's their character? How are they behaving? Where your partner stands in this love story? Who they are, how are they behaving? Where your partner stands in this love story. Fills this one. And it's shower of abundance. And I get a crown chakra. You know what I instantly get? I'm going to give you my intuitive message before I read this. I get a strong, who your partner is in this love story. I feel like a crown chakra opening. They may be having like a spiritual awakening. A big, again, another sense of kind of like the feeling that came up here, really like a strong realization of their true spiritual self, which is fully and totally abundant, right? It is as abundant as nature itself. There's a never-ending supply. It always regenerates itself. You know, there could be a wildfire and the forest will regrow. I mean, that would be the coins, right? It's like that continual replenishment and rehealing of their own inner nature, their own inner being, and the word revibrating. I don't know. That's not the right word. Replenishing kind of energy that they held within themselves. So I feel like kind of been stunned, kind of feeling like there's a main focus, and I'm going to say there's a main focus on self, but not in a selfish way. It's because this has taken hold of them right now in this moment. They're like wholly focused on this download or this opening of the crown chakra that is occurring within them. It's like a rush of energy, a realization of themselves in a way that they haven't seen themselves before. They have seen themselves as they're identified with their ego, perhaps very heavily, or separate from others, separate from the world, and having to fight and strive for their place in the world. And then it's like a realization, this eye-opening experience or crown chakra opening experience of, oh my gosh, I am one with all that I have felt separate from and I have been fighting against. And, it's like this, inner processing that's happening due to that. So that's the message I'm getting quickly and intuitively from the visual. But I'm going to read it and see here if there's anything else. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. We work together. Your financial situation will heal fast as you allow. So the words on the card here don't really mean so much to me as the first feeling that I got from the visual of this being a crown chakra opening. So how they could be acting could be self-absorbed right now. It could be. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be. As they digest, Spirit is saying, as they digest and assimilate more of this inner knowing, more of taking on the crown chakra, there could be, lightheadedness, a kind of energy coming from that, like being in the upper chakras more than the lower chakras. And it could just be like, just for like a moment or a short period of time. And, this is definitely not going to be something that is ongoing, but, it could create, headaches or something with the higher, that would involve the head, the throat, the upper chakras, more like the upper area. A vision problem, anything like that. And it could make them more focused on what's happening within them physically and emotionally and spiritually than the connection itself. But for some, it may not. It may actually make them go more towards the connection. It may be a more of an eye-opening realization that sends them more into the connection. But like for a moment, there could be like this focus on, oh goodness, like what's happening kind of feeling and processing that as well. So that could be how they're behaving, but it's because of this rush of energy. But I also see this as being female energy, so the feminine aspect too would be activated more within them as well, too. And it could be seeing you too, with that queen with the crown chakra there, seeing you more maybe as the empress. It's or helping them have that realization too. So who or what is blocking you from moving to the next chapter? Who or what is blocking you from moving to the next chapter? Who or what is blocking you? And we have opportunity to forgive. So the word opportunity, I just feel like an opportunity. So this situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. Seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. So it's like they're seeing, that it's like putting actual words to the feeling that came. They're seeing their own inner light, divine light and goodness. But also, as they're seeing their own divine light and goodness, they're seeing yours. They're seeing everything differently. There's a whole way, a new way of seeing the world around them and themselves and you in relation. Okay, so there's like like again, it just feels like a big spiritual awakening kind of vibe there. But who's blocking? What are blocking? So we will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. So I feel like what is blocking is the actual opportunity to move through and release negative patterns. Because we see the purple there, we see the green is the heart chakra, blue is the throat chakra. So it's like processing everything to be able to have an opportunity to express it. So I just feel like what's blocking is processing what's happening right now. And it's not so much like, I'm going to say consciously releasing the negative patterns, but having that occur naturally within this process that's occurring, and then to be able to express it. So it's just something that it's part of the process more than an actual thing or person or anything that anyone has any control over. It just feels like it's part of this process is what's blocking it right now and not allowing it to happen. In the moment. So I don't feel like there's a whole lot that can be controlled. It feels like if a natural unfolding. So it doesn't feel like a bad thing. It just feels like part of the process, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't really feel like a block, so to speak. Previous chapter of your love story, what led up to now. Previous chapter of your love story. Ooh, this fell out. And it's innocence and play. So, beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, laughter will lift your energies. I could say in a negative aspects, what's led up is maybe some irresponsibility. When I look at these two, I don't really need to read them so much. I get a sense of like, if you're looking at something, if you're looking at this and in the aspect of something negative that happened, there could be some irresponsibility, you know. But I don't really feel it like as a truly bad thing. Again, just focusing on one's own happiness. Innocence means lack of guilt. So trying to stay, and I use the word kosher in regards to it, it's trying to stay in integrity and in alignment, right? I feel that's the biggest message versus the more, negative one of, maybe some irresponsibility. If you've seen that maybe in your partner, or if you're seeing it in your partner, that it's mirroring something within yourself. So do remember that this is not about finger pointing to the other person and making them wrong. So, but I do feel there's some sort of staying in alignment with integrity is what has led up to now. And in regards to staying in alignment with your own integrity and your own needs, you have kind of started to put your inner child, kind of letting your inner child free a little bit. So doing some things that your inner child would enjoy doing, like maybe bike riding, or like for me, I bike ride, and I've lately gotten, I want to use the word obsessed with adult coloring on my iPad, on a digital app that I have with my iPencil. It's just so soothing, and you can change the feel of what you can go to like chalk, or I don't know why I'm getting into all this, but I just liked to be able to doodle, and that is like expression of my inner child. So there's a return to that in the recent past, things that bring you that sense of harmony. You can see the music. You could even be listening to music that you listened to as a child or in your younger years or whatever, that has soothed you. So there can be multitudes and layers of that in the recent past. So on the more negative side, there could be that irresponsibility, or just kind of putting the sense of strong responsibility of the relationship to the wayside, and really spending time on, staying in alignment with your own integrity and what brings you joy and comfort is what has led up to the recent past. And that's perfect. That's something that you absolutely want to do, to pull in a healthy connection, putting yourself first, putting those needs first, allowing your inner child to play. So where are you in your love story present chapter? So these two kind of went together. Where are you in your love story present chapter? We have law of attraction. So learning more about manifestation, perhaps learning more about law of attraction, not just learning it, but putting it to practice, utilizing it, realizing how much control you have over that in regards to what you're bringing into your life or what you're experiencing in your 3D reality. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and in harmony. And that's what I was talking about, becoming more in integrity right here, right? Without guilt, in alignment with integrity. There's a ring above her head. So there's this crown, like crowning yourself as deemed more important, right, in regards, but not in a selfish, narcissistic way, but in a very healthy way with good boundaries. But where you are right now is you're choosing your thoughts and aligning them with love, peace, and harmony. Again, letting nothing disturb your peace, right? At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. And so you're coming into, that knowledge, that knowing, realizing how your thoughts and your decisions, day by day, moment by moment, what have you, are actually what is creating around you, versus you being a passive victim of life, right? So you're not. So you're coming more into that knowing, into that power right now in regards to in your love story. And the love story is relevant because you come into the relationship that is perhaps most people that are watching a reading like this are having a difficulty or a challenge in a relationship, or a realization that the relationship has caused a spiritual awakening within them, and that there's more going on here. Like, what's going on here? There's got to be a bigger meaning to this connection than just a romantical connection or physical 3D connection. So it brings you to this place of learning about law of attraction and manifestation, but it's bringing you back to yourself, really, because you are a spirit, you are God creating, and so it's waking you up to who you are within, which is a beautiful thing. So that's where you are. You're right in alignment with where you should be. And that's going back to the beginning of, coming into your true essence is the words I was looking for back here. Coming into that true knowing of yourself. So 6, next chapter in your love story, if you move past the block in 3, which to me was a natural part of the process of what's happening, and an opportunity to digest it, assimilate it, alchemize it, and then express it, right? So I didn't feel like anything that, other than the process of it occurring naturally, didn't feel like much of a block. So where you will go next in your love story when that process is completed or is happening, where you will go next in your love story. Wow. Something really fell. Did you hear that? That was a crash. So there's like an explanation point too. That kind of scared me, I'm not sure what it was. And then that one fell out. I'm going to pull another one deliberately here. Where you will go next. Okay, so daydream came out. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receive without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, ideas. You will, as if you were watching a movie. This is the seed of creativity. And the other two that came out are blessing in disguise and listen. And which is interesting. This says listen. This said listen. You will more easily hear and receive messages. And this says listen. Listen to the gentle reassurance. Everything has been taken care of. Stay quiet, receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of the desired manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. So there is a meditative energy here, and the blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of the answered prayer. Getting like a bridge of incidents kind of thing. You'll understand the reason behind your present situation and everything, as everything evolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. So I get where you will go. I feel like I'm hearing the word bridge of incidents, which is a manifestation term. Things like taking you to your manifestation, things that are naturally taking you to your manifestation. This is blessing in disguise. So it's another realization, right? It's like, this is the meditative process. This is what's occurring. But this is like looking back over it. I feel like I've jumped from here to there, what will happen next. And seeing how, looking back and seeing how things that, seeing how the puzzle piece, I'm seeing like pieces of the puzzle coming together, and you having a realization, more of a realization is where you're going next. I'm not seeing a truly solid physical 3D thing, but more of a knowing, a realization, a seeing how the puzzle pieces are coming together. I might pull another one just to see. What else? I want to see if a solid thing comes up. The next chapter in your love story. Because this feels very psychic. The daydream and the listening feels like a part of the manifestation process. But then seeing, like, getting on the other side of it and seeing how it came together. It's like watching it come together. But I can't say for sure. Like, it's going to be, let's see where are you headed after that process back here. And we have creative projects. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. You're guiding to infuse artistry, creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards your life. So it can be creative expression, because there was not an opportunity to assimilate something and then express it. So I feel like more of the process unfolding, and then perhaps conversation, communication, expressing what's going on within, could be where you're headed next there. So the end of the love story for this time period for June. Cupid, I like that. So undercurrent, there's family too. We send you great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. And that's part of this awakening. It's not just about the connection. It's about love for life itself. You know, your love of life. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. Which isn't just the romantical connection. Yes, it is part of that, and I feel like that's going to be experienced because this felt like just an unfolding of the process. And the creative expression is, you know, being able to express what you felt or what you feel in regards to having, you know, met this person, or this person having met you, and vice versa, and the awakening or the catalyst that it has created, and the process as it's unfolding. But you will experience that romantical, emotional connection, the Cupid's arrow. But you're going to also see like pieces of the puzzle coming together too, perhaps. But I did say in the beginning, remember, they're taking me back to Saint Nick. They want me to bring these back. Whoops, they all fell down. I'm going to put these aside. But these three seem to be important too in the end here. And I did say up to Christmas in July, you're going to see more of this unfold. As this process completes, I'm going to say completes itself or moves through its phases or paces. Over the, I'd say, next 2 months. I will still do a July What's Your Love Story, but I feel like this is going to take us all the way to Christmas in July, which would be July 25th. You're going to see more. So it feels like the Spirit is saying, if you're manifesting this connection, or if it's a catalyst to your abilities to manifest anything else in your life, keep doing that. Keep visualizing. Stay open to receive messages about what's coming, and then you're going to see the puzzle pieces coming together, and you're going to experience more of what you love, and you're going to be able to express what has been going on within you to that person or to others around you, or to express yourself in a different way due to seeing things in a different way through this awakening. So there's an awakening process that's happening, and things are unfolding. Continue to allow that to unfold, and as it does, you're going to see more love again from that person, and more love from not just them, but the universe at large, right? Because it's coming from within you. You can see she's blowing these bubbles out. Her very breath is creating that love. It's coming from within, and you're seeing it kind of, you know, outside of you then. So you're realizing that more as you move forward into that time frame. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed this. Once again, if you like your own personal private reading, you can click the link below and be taken to my Etsy shop, where you will receive your own individual messages. So yeah, angel blessings to everyone. Oceans of love, and I'll see you again soon. Big hugs.